Delaware County's only live television newscast from Ball State University's Unified Media Newsroom. You're watching NewsLink Indiana Midday.
Welcome to NewsLink Indiana Midday. I'm Mike Adair. Time to lace up those walking shoes. The Muncie Mission is preparing for its 22nd annual Walk a Mile in My Shoes fundraiser. NewsLink Indiana's Gabe Schmucker visits the Muncie Mission to learn more about the history and impact of this fundraiser.
Winter chills, snow, and ice can be a burden on all of us during the winter season, but it's even worse for those who don't have access to vital resources. But that's where the Muncie Mission steps in, or should I say, walks in.
Walk a Mile in My Shoes is in its 22nd year, and it's our largest fundraiser of the year. Walkers sign up and walk from Muncie Fieldhouse all the way downtown through Muncie and then to the Muncie Mission.
Vice President of Community Engagement Lee Edwards explains how Walk a Mile has changed over its 22-year course.
In the early years, I would say there were grossly less people participating, but now it's become something that lots of people in Muncie consider a tradition, and they participate every year.
A tradition that brings a lot of services to the people of Muncie and the surrounding area.
Muncie Mission supports an emergency shelter that can house up to 100 people. Any given night, we're open 365 days a year. We also have a residential long-term addiction recovery program that is free. We have a free medical clinic here. We have community lunch daily, Monday through Friday, where we serve about 150 guests a day.
But the mission is always setting new goals with each Walk a Mile.
Hopefully our walkers will fundraise as they are walking. Our goal this year is to raise $175,000 to support our programs.
Programs that are vital to many residents of Muncie year-round. In Muncie, Gabe Schmucker, NewsLink Indiana.
The Walk a Mile fundraiser is Saturday, February 21st at 9 a.m. You can register and donate online at munciemission.org/walk. Let's take a look at today's NewsLink Indiana weather. These are the conditions right now. It's 29 degrees under partially sunny skies. Expect lots of clouds today with a high in the middle 30s. Things will warm up a bit in the 7-day forecast. High temperatures will mostly be in the 30s and 40s. The next big chance of rain or snow is later this week. On Friday, some high school students only need signs, shoes, and shouting to share their voices. NewsLink Indiana's Brooke Forlad went to downtown Muncie to see the action.
In the middle of the school day, students at Muncie Central High School walked out of their classrooms. Their goal? To protest against U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, otherwise known as ICE. According to Indiana Capitol Chronicle, Governor Mike Braun issued an executive order on January 27th for Indiana law enforcement agencies to fully cooperate with ICE. Around 50 students used their voices to share how they felt about recent actions taken by ICE agents. ICE go home! ICE go home! During this walkout, students walked with signs from the school to Muncie City Hall, then to the bridge on North Walnut Street. Senior Josiah Trammell, who led the chants, said he believes this is especially important because a lot of kids don't know what is going on.
And seeing everything here and how many students are afraid to come to school anymore and how everyone is in fear of their lives, and that's not right. America was built on immigration. America can't be America without stolen land. So who are we to say who can and who cannot be here, right?
The students protested peacefully for a little over 2 hours in 30-degree weather as cars drove by and honked, gesturing for both support and not.
No fear, no hate. Get ICE up out our state.
Shaquila Bester, Human Rights Executive Director of the City of Muncie, said this shows these students are serious about making a change.
That's what I'm here for, to let Muncie know that I'm here, I support them, and that I'm here to do whatever it takes.
Muncie Central School's Chief Communications Officer, Andy Klotz, said in a statement, quote, "For the relatively small number of students who participated in the demonstration, we're glad they expressed themselves peacefully, and we're even happier everyone went home safely," end quote. Klotz's statement also outlined that students who didn't have permission to be excused from school by a parent or guardian would face consequences that would, quote, be specific to each student based on their personal school history, end quote. According to CNN, hundreds of students across schools in Indiana have staged walkouts to join the nationwide movement against federal immigration enforcement. And now, with the addition of some Muncie Central high schoolers, the conversation
Our voice matters! Our voice matters!
has grown louder. In Muncie, Brooke Falrad, NewsLink, Indiana.
The protests may have slowed down, but the conversation has picked up online. Many community members have taken to social media to share their opinions. Lawmakers returned to Washington today with just days to find a funding solution on the Department of Homeland Security, or see the agency shut down. Democrats are demanding reforms to federal immigration enforcement. House Leader Hakeem Jeffries says Democrats are standing firm on their demands. Jeffries saying if those demands aren't met, ADHS shutdown would be the fault of Republicans. Lawmakers have just days to find ADHS funding solution or see the agency shut down. The deadline is Friday. Democrats' list of requirements for a bill to fund DHS and reform ICE include requiring immigration enforcement agents to wear body cameras and remove face masks, among other conditions. Certain Republican lawmakers have indicated openness to some of those demands, but other demands are seeing more pushback from Republicans. Missing Friday's deadline would not cause a full government shutdown, as the deadline is for an agreement to provide funding just for DHS. The search for Nancy Guthrie has now entered its 9th day. So far, no suspects have been named. Guthrie's possible abductor or abductors are demanding $6 million by tonight's deadline of 5 p.m. According to CNN affiliate K-Gun, citing a ransom note the station says they received. The news station also reports that the note indicates a threat to Nancy Guthrie's life if the deadline isn't met. Ivan Rodriguez reports.
Nancy Guthrie was last seen by her family on January 31st, when she joined relatives for dinner and game night near her home outside Tucson, Arizona. The search for the 84-year-old is now in its 9th day. Former SWAT team captain Josh Sherrard says he doesn't believe there's been direct communication between the Guthrie family and any alleged abductors.
We still have no valid two-way communication with this possible hostage taker and the author of these ransom notes. It's been all one way. And I think that both sides are probably getting a little desperate as to start that communication before that deadline comes up.
The deadline in one of the initial purported ransom notes was for Monday at 5 p.m., demanding millions in Bitcoin. In a video released Saturday, Savannah Guthrie and her siblings issued a clear message.
We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us, and we will pay.
Retired FBI supervisory agent Lance Lessing says investigators are closely working with the Guthrie family.
They're following a pretty solid playbook, trying to humanize the victim initially in that first, trying to open lines of communication, trying to get proof of life. This second statement, very different, but still a playbook. Still offering to pay, offering to get that open line of communication. How do we pay?
I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
And that's your NewsLink webcast for today. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to join us tonight at 6:57 on Ball State PBS. And for news anywhere, anytime, go to cardinalmediabsu.com.